If you haven't heard the news already, there were several billboards put up earlier this month near Harry's Montecito, California home that took aim at the prince. The billboards showed pictures of Harry accompanied with captions poking fun at his separation from the royal family and his absence of paparazzi now that he lives in the U.S. One of the billboards featured a picture of Harry with these words written underneath it, "You're more private in Canada," in reference to the rumors that he and Meghan had been eyeing Canada as a place to live before they eventually chose California. Another one of the billboards featured an extreme close-up shot of Harry accompanied by the words, "Harry, miss you back home, but not your privacy." So who's responsible for these teasing billboards? An anonymous Royals fan who goes by, "Welcome to LA," on their social media profiles, who spent $16,340 of their own money to put the billboards up in 4 locations in Santa Barbara for 1 month. Welcome to LA residents said they put them up as a joke to shine a little light on the irony of Harry moving to Cali for a more private life. They told us their statement was also meant to expose a harsh truth: celebs definitely don't get more privacy by moving from London. They say, if anything, the spotlight is just as bright in LA. Of course, not everyone saw the humor. There were clearly some who thought it was funny at first, but then started to believe, maybe it went a little too far in disrespecting the prince's bottom line, his privacy, that is. Supporters of that take said while it was funny and probably what most of us think of when we see highly covered folks, it might have gone a little too far and beyond considering they came to the US for a new life away from the headlines, and that billing was kinda shattering the notion. In any case, the question, would H&M have even seen these themselves, considering the only driving around they're doing is in that SUV with tinted back windows? As it turns out, they did see the billboards all over the internet, and were told they found it hilarious. Sources close to them say they got a chuckle out of the cheeky messages, and that they were not bothered in the least bit. Sense of humor intact, it seems. So, in that sense, the anonymous fan behind the stunt may have accomplished their intended goal of using irony to make a light-hearted point without truly vulgarly egg-bombing the Sussexes. At the same time, however, some argue that it still reminded Harry that no matter where he is, there will always be a few members of the public who can't help but pay attention to his life simply because of his royal status. To get a little context on Harry's quest for privacy, let's look back at how he's gotten here. In 2019, Harry and Meghan revealed their struggles with life in the spotlight of the British media tabloids while they were still senior working royals in Britain. They did little to hide their discontent with the state of affairs. By early 2020, the two had officially stepped back from their roles, and moved first to Canada and then last year permanently to California. They cited privacy and freedom from the harsh tabloid spotlight as part of their reasoning. Since landing in Montecito, they have succeeded for the most part in being left alone save for the occasional planned public event for a media project or just to see their fans. Yet, the spot continues to be a favorite. Routine tourists and reporters can still be seen visiting the area to gawk at the community Harry and Meghan exited. His remorse for not solving issues over the years about the tragic loss of his mother Princess Diana in 1997, a result of paparazzi speeding, no less, has been laid bare, as has his desire for his own family to live without that constant pressure as a backdrop. Still, with that said, you could argue that these jibing billboards are ultimately counterproductive. Harry's desire to find privacy probably took a step backward from the movement to take his family overseas, jokes or otherwise. Both of these signs publicly aimed the spotlight at him as he tried to move on after years of constant media obsession. Setting up the location of a private home for sale is just another very specific form of stalking. Then again, the fan sort of has a point given the context. California is hardly a media-free wonderland. Just ask a certain reality TV family from Calabasas. If it really was a joke and Harry and Meghan themselves don't truly mind it, then maybe it wasn't quite the privacy invasion some argued it was or expected it to be. It remains to be seen if they are able to make their lives significantly less high-profile over time in California as they have aimed for, while stepping back as senior royals.